Whoa, fellas, welcome back to the Powerstroke Central channel. Today we just walked outside for a special reason for you guys. We've got the one and only 7.3 liter Powerstroke in the driveway right now. I'm going to be running over some of the things that you want to look for when you're purchasing a Powerstroke. I personally have been owning and been around a Powerstroke for up to 10 to 20 years now, my whole entire life pretty much. My dad's owned this truck for about 20 years now. It's a 2000 7.3 liter Powerstroke. This truck actually has 458,000 miles on it, and it's really been ripping around for quite a long time. I personally love this truck. It's been super reliable. But let's hop right into this video. I want to go over the top 5 things that you want to look for when you're buying a 7.3 liter Powerstroke, because personally I've owned a 7.3 liter Powerstroke and I know what like the whole deal is with these trucks. Driving this truck and kind of operating this truck for about 2 to 3 years now. Okay, fellas, so I'm gonna be going over top 5 things here. Let me just read them off to you right now, right off the bat here. The number 1 thing is gonna be checking all of our fluids here. I'm just gonna be kind of going over the top 5, and then I'm gonna actually show you guys how to do them. So I would check the fluids, check batteries, check for rust under the truck and everything like that. Check for cosmetic upgrades like tires, new mirrors, and stuff like that. Check for dents and scratches. It's gonna be 6 things, so 6 things. And then I'm gonna check the interior as well, make sure like leather seats and stuff like that, and see how kind of ripped up everything is. Let's start with the number 1 thing first, and that's gonna be check fluids here. Right here, guys, is the engine oil, how you check it, and then this is where you're gonna fill it. So first thing you wanna do is I'm just gonna kind of give a sweep over on what my 7.3 looks like. Filter needs to be changed right off rip, I can tell, because the little deal isn't clicking right. I also need to be changing probably the batteries soon. It's 2 years old, the batteries are, so I probably need to change those out soon. And then let's check the oil here and see what it would look like. I just changed the oil about 2,000 miles ago, so it's still pretty fresh, but it's still going to be looking kind of black. The oil still does look pretty good. I'm looking for any silver. So what I look for, guys, is I look for the color of the oil. If the color of the oil is really black, it means there's some dirt in there, been sitting for a while. And I also look for metal shavings, and metal shavings is going to be a good sign that the engine there's something wrong. If there's metal shavings on the oil and the dipstick. I'm going to do it one more time here. But my oil right now looks pretty good. I've changed it last 2,000 miles, I believe. Okay, so that's the oil, and then now we're going to check the antifreeze here. So as you guys can see, it's at the very minimum right now. I should probably put a little bit more antifreeze in it. So then you're going to want to check if you're going to be buying one of these freeze. I'm at minimum right now. I probably need to put it like right up to here, or right up to the max. This shouldn't be too much of an issue, guys. Just make sure that it's somewhat full so your truck doesn't overheat. But let me check the automatic transmission fluid now. So your ATF fluid is going to be located in the back here, far back, and it's actually going to be a red oil. Probably change my automatic transmission fluid every 35K, but looking at things, it doesn't look too bad when I pulled it out. Yeah, guys, it's a little bit over full, but it's fine. That's okay. It shouldn't be too dark of a red, and it shouldn't be too light of a red. So just like a normal red color, and that's what the oil looks like for the transmission fluid. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just did a little oil check and everything like that. Now I'm actually going to be going over the rust check here. I'm going to be checking rust. Let's take you over to the side here and I'll show you guys how to do that. Pretty much how you're going to do this, guys, is nothing too special with it. Usually you just check up under here, see if there's any rust and stuff like that. Sometimes the cab will be rusted out, but my 7.3 seems to be looking pretty good right now. Sometimes you can even hit the side and some rust will fall. That's how you can really check, especially if they've been like running it to the beach and stuff like that a lot. You can really check if there's rust. The only thing that's really rusted on my 7.3, like not too bad, but like kind of bad, is the leaf springs, because I haven't really changed them out ever. The linkage in there is pretty rusted, pretty good amount of rust on the leaf springs and stuff like that, but that shouldn't really affect it that much. I believe it's the rotors in the back are pretty rusted, and I might need to change those out soon. Pretty rusted. I just changed the rotors in the front, but the ones on the back are pretty bad. Yeah, guys, mainly just the linkage and stuff is like kind of rusty, but that's kind of normal, especially if I take it to the beach sometimes, so sand and salt water on it and stuff like that, so it'll kind of rust it out a lot of the times. Just look under the truck and make sure there's not a whole lot of rust. Alright, guys, so the next one here that could be adding value to my 7.3 is actually going to be checking for some cosmetic upgrades that I've done, aftermarket items and stuff like that I put on the truck. I have a new turbo on the truck, I have a new alternator on the truck, and I have a couple new parts on the engine that I've added within the past year. I also have new tires, new bullet antenna, new mirrors, and new bully exhaust tip. And I also have, I just sprayed truck bed liner. I still need to finish that though. I sprayed truck bed liner in the back. Yeah, I believe that's it. I do want a new front bumper for it, some road armor maybe, and a back bumper possibly. So now, guys, I'm gonna be firing up the truck and just kind of showing you guys how it sounds and everything like that. And you're gonna wanna make sure you fire it up. That way you know what it sounds like, that way you make sure and you know that it starts and everything like that, and that nothing's wrong with the interior of the engine. Let's go ahead and stick the keys in it and fire it up here, show you guys how it sounds. Music right there, fellas. Sounds pretty good right now. Fired up, first crank. first rip. The only thing that I would say is if the 7.3 has been sitting for a while, it's going to be hard on the start to get it started up again. So right now it sounds great. The very last thing though is going to be checking for like dents, paints, and scratches. So I'm going to go over that right now. I'm going to turn off the truck and then just kind of go over that, dents, paints, and scratches. Alright guys, so as you guys can see right off rip, I do have a two-tone paint job here. I got the gold paint with a stripe and then also the white paint on the top. Personally, I really like that, and that's kind of a style, but it's like a coming back into style, that two-tone paint job. What you're going to check, guys, is you're going to check for scratches in the paint and also dents. So as you guys can see here, I got some scratches in the paint right here. I completely do need a new paint job on this truck. I got some dents right here, what happened to that one actually, guys, is we were in the HEB parking lot and a shopping cart hit into it as it was rolling. It like came off the curb and rolled into our truck. It was just unlucky. And there's a couple more dents on the other side. I'm not really going to show you guys that. And then there is a couple of dents in the front bumper that I probably should try to buff out or just completely replace the front bumper. But yeah, that can drop value in the truck as well if there's a bunch of dents and scratches. But if it does look brand new, guys, and you got a 7.3 like this, it's going to be a very high value truck. Let me show you guys what the interior looks like. Okay guys, so here's the back seat here. It says got a little bit of scratches, got a couple of scuffs and stuff like that on the leather, and honestly guys, the leather is very worn in this truck, like a normal 7.3 interior would, a 20-year-old truck would. Alright guys, once again, I do apologize about the mess here, but the seats here, leather interior, well, not really. They see, as you guys can see, I just put a seat cover on that. That way it kind of cover up the worn part on that. It's so bad if I didn't cover that up. We got more seat covers over there. I probably do need to replace that seat cover because it is all scratched up. The interior is not the greatest, guys, but it still would sell. And after kind of looking things over, the mileage, the interior and everything like that, and I really know my truck pretty well. I know what's wrong with it. I know what's not wrong with it. If you're in the used car market, it's kind of sketchy nowadays because people really don't tell you what's wrong with their trucks before they sell it to you. But yeah, this 7.3 with 458,000 miles on it, it would probably go between $2,000 and $5,000, probably, maybe less than that. Leave it in the comments what you guys think this truck would go for. I'm not the best appraisal person. I'm not really here to speak about how much the 7.3 cost. I hope this helped you guys kind of just look over some things on your truck. Just make sure, guys, that you start it and make sure that everything's kind of running good. And make sure you look under the truck as well to make sure there's no rust. And I would even take it for a test drive, guys. Take it for a test spin. Make sure that your drive shaft isn't all messed up or anything like that. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this Powerstroke Central video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I put a bunch of stuff on the 7.3. I'm going to be doing more stuff to the 7.3 soon. So I'm just kind of doing informative videos for you guys until I do get a bunch of subscribers on this channel, because I'm not making any money from the channel, so it's hard to reinvest money into the channel if there's no money to invest into the channel. So you guys subscribe down below, get that 7.3, give the 7.3 channel a big fat thumbs up, and make sure you join the 7.3 gang. Make sure you guys watch the next one. It'll be up here and down there. Have a nice rest of y'all's day. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out, fellas.